It was a black night at St James's Park in the derby, the do-or-die derby that Boro had to win but didn't. They were second best on the night and nobody can argue with the outcome. I thought that they played better than some people have given them credit for, certainly occasionally with one arm tied behind the backs as a result of the injuries that they had in the build-up for the match, which didn't help. Obviously, David Wheater was lost and Didier Degarde was lost, both in training, both interrupted preparations, team patterns, team plans, all had to be changed. They went into the game with an unlikely looking lineup. Obviously Matthew Bates was at the back for the first time in 3 years. We had Marvin Emness finally making his Premier League start. A little bit disjointed. I thought they looked bad under pressure. Boro struggled to cope with everything that Newcastle threw at them, and of course conceded 3 goals as a result of it. And at the other end of the pitch, Boro, with their usual selves, couldn't score goals. It's been the problem of the season, the story of the season, and a lot came home to roost at Newcastle. I still thought the players put the effort in, but they are a team without an effective attack. They have been all season, and it must be hard for those players who go out and give 120% every game and see no result at the end of it. Where does it leave them? Well, it leaves them in a difficult situation. And I thought that in a game that they must win, they just weren't good enough to do it despite everything they tried. Not everything went their way on the night, that's true. Obviously there was a lot of discussion about the second goal, shouldn't have been allowed. I've had the opportunity to see it again on TV, and I think quite clearly it shouldn't have been. Obviously there was the foul by Mark Viduka on Robert Huth for starters, and then Kevin Nolan was quite clearly offside. So the goal shouldn't have been allowed to stand. Even then we had to put up with Obafemi Martin slipping as he shot, and the ball went in a totally different direction from what he'd intended. So everything about that goal was a nightmare really. But I think in some respects Boro hadn't helped themselves. Gareth Southgate took off Mohamed Shawky shortly before the goal. I thought the Egyptian had been doing a good job. I thought it was his best ever performance in midfield for the club. He was stopping Newcastle from playing. That's exactly what Boro needed. He was taken off because Southgate felt that he needed to bring on a more attack-minded player in Jeremy Aliadi to try to win the game. I think he should have waited longer. In hindsight, events proved he should have waited longer. Newcastle scored virtually immediately after Sharkey had gone off, and it was all downhill after that. A game the Boro needed to win. They weren't capable of winning it in a situation in the last 20 minutes where they had as many attacking players on as possible. We had Stuart Downing in the unlikely position at left back. They just weren't capable. It doesn't seem to help Boro. However many attacking players you put on, it seems to get worse, and that's exactly what happened. And the Newcastle fans were the only ones laughing at the end of the game.